I will not lie, because I'm a human. I felt pleased when Tesla was around $300. However, at that time, I also regretted not having used more of my money to purchase additional shares or options when the stock price was around $200. This is the psychology of humans. Behavioral science and some technical analysts say we might see it below 200. But unless there are some really big disasters, I think we should have some pretty strong support around this price right now. The world economy feels a little more uncertain right now, and the VX index was at its highest level since June. China is once again experiencing instability, and despite Apple's 10% decline over the past few weeks, Microsoft and Google have held up well, though I haven't gone into too much detail here. But when Tesla reaches a certain point, I believe I will reduce my investment and probably transfer it to Apple. Microsoft, Google, and a few lower-sized growth companies are also included. I'll go into more depth about this technique at a later time. I realize that being a Tesla to Mars fanboy is easy and enjoyable, but there are times when you have to take life seriously and focus on supporting your family and getting them started when you have the opportunity. Making big money still involves investing, and once you reach that point, you should stick to rule number 1. Don't lose money. After all, you deserve to live a great life. And there's more to life than, say, Tesla and Elon Musk. I just had a great holiday in Hawaii with my family back when Tesla's stock price was closer to the highs. I had enough in Tesla to literally live like that nonstop. What else do you need in life and investing? Sometimes you need to set targets and work out what is really important. Money is not everything. On the other hand, there are many people in this community who are not investors and have just put everything into Elon and Tesla in the hope that it will go to the moon and they'll become a millionaire. We're all here for different reasons with different lives. I do my best to remain grounded as to how this company is going and where it is headed in the most objective way possible. Anyway, we saw the stock price go all the way down to 100 in one of Tesla's darkest times. But then it recovered all the way to 300 back at the start of the year. I don't think there was anyone who would have thought Tesla was going to pretty much triple in the space of about half a year. I thought especially not with the lack of advancement. It appears that Tesla is still in the game despite its large market capitalization. Other trillion-dollar companies will literally lose 75% of their value in such short periods of time before recovering the majority of that gain in half a year. This is a roller coaster of a stock, and I would say these two investments are extremely difficult. In particular, they are more difficult than something like Google, which has stable cash flow and lower P ratios. Overall, the auto sector is unstable. Though the market has taken a position on Tesla and determined that it is much more than just an automobile company, and is willing to invest on the future technology that the company brings, albeit technology actually through automobiles. Despite production issues and delays Tesla has been facing, the market has looked past all of that and is looking to the future of where this company is headed. It is worth noting that most investors here have set their targets on around 20 to 30 years from now. Investors appear to be waiting for this year in particular, so who knows? Maybe there will be a massive sell-off in 2030 when everyone finally takes their profits. Just kidding. That's only 6 years away. 6 years ago, the Model 3 was just beginning to be produced. Imagine what Tesla will accomplish now that it's 10 to 20 times the size over the next 6 years. In the meantime, the share price fluctuates based on the market's expectations for what Tesla will become in 2030. Will SSD be resolved? Will tests that really hit 20 million units a year? Will robots replace human labor? Will there really be robot taxis on the road? Our CEO is audacious and well-respected. Doors open more easily for him than for the U.S. government, and whole countries encourage Elon to pick them as the site of Tesla's next project because they don't want to miss out on the opportunities it may attract. He's standing here telling us that everything will work out in due course. Yes, it's taken longer and longer than we anticipated, but he assures us that things will work out in the end, and that it won't take many of them to tip the scales financially. There are many ways for Tesla's net profits to reach $50 billion in the coming years. But sometimes we miss other aspects of the business that are going on right in front of us. For instance, there are differing views about what this new Cal cell factory, which is located next to Giga Shanghai, will actually do. Factory is doing and whether it's actually starting production soon or not, but nonetheless, there is a very tangible multi-billion-dollar factory standing here. Still, megapacks are slowly ramping to, with a supposed 80 gigahertz area capacity to come through in the near future, which kilowatt-hour of megapacks is worth just 125 profit, then that's $10 billion additional profit alone. And we've already heard Elon say there will be more megapack factories to come after Lathrop and China, presumably Europe next. We can also see more action when it comes to Cybertrucks, seeing them in various manufacturing phases and huge factory, they're ready to go. We know Tesla are capable of producing EVs. We know they can make EVs with structural battery packs. We know the Cybertruck has simple lines for the reason it can be manufactured well more simply. I know sometimes it's hard to believe that such a product can legally be available to the public than all the negativity we hear from the media or the bears. But I would say the chances are good that we will see the Cybertruck delivered this year, yes, after massive delays. But I think these are due mainly to the 4680 sales, the fact that Tesla's stock price rose to $300 as quickly as it did minus 20 consecutive green days, which was absolutely insane at the time, and then fell almost as quickly, indicates that there is a significant air pocket in between those price points in the market. That should really demonstrate that Tesla does eventually cross the finish line, regardless of how much longer these things take than they initially thought or said. This is certainly something I've realized as well, and I imagine we all want to take advantage of that fact as much as likely. Hence, it's feasible that Tesla may trade in this area for a short term. Here are some theories or hypothetical scenarios of what might occur. The Cybertruck delivery event is locked in the Tesla launch Model 3 Highland. Another laminated piece that resembles the Tesla T logo is used to cap off the magnets. It is only held in place by the magnets themselves and is not connected to the rotor's core. Tesla claims that the laminated star architecture and floating caps produce a 25% increase in power and torque capacity. When testing the Plaid motor, keep in mind that its permanent magnets have a significantly higher potency than those of a typical electric car motor, such as the standard motor from Tesla. Monroe and an unreliable source measured the force needed to extract a bolt from the rotor magnets of various electric car models. They found that the Plaid required 151 newtons of force, while the Model Y only needed 112 newtons. However, the Mustang Mach-E only required 81 newtons. Imagine how bizarre it would be to release two new testimonials so soon after each other. The FSD version 12 update may also be released at the same time as Mexico breaks ground. After that, the stock returns to 300. This is just a theory, but I think I might play around with these potential fluctuations to see if I can have a little fun. Thank you for listening. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Then, there might be some issues with everything we just discussed, and the thud and shorts will be out in full force. If there are any little issues we see of the Cybertruck or the production, it'll be headline news, and the stock goes back to lower 200s. It could fluctuate in and out of this range several times, then a good Q4 and some more progress in Mexico. Perhaps it goes back to 300, then Elon starts selling stock again, it goes low, etc. Then the Nevada extension breaks ground, and a new Model Y facelift and the breaking ground of the Megapack factory in China, and it goes high again.